Welcome to my channel. You want to speak English with confidence, but the words do not come out. You practice every day. Still, speaking feels hard. Do not worry. You are not alone. One small habit can make a big difference. Most people ignore it. Today, you will learn that simple habit. It can help you speak English more easily. Watch this video until the end. Tell me in the comments, what is your biggest problem in English? Lesson 1. My biggest mistake when learning English. You studied English for a long time. You learned grammar rules. You memorized many new words. You watched English videos. You even tried to speak whenever you got a chance. But something still felt wrong. When it was time to speak, your mind became blank. The words disappeared. You knew the answer, but you could not say it. This is a very common problem. If this happens to you, do not worry. It does not mean you are bad at English. It only means you have been learning in the wrong order. For a long time, I believed speaking more was the fastest way to become fluent. Every day I searched for new vocabulary. I learned grammar again and again. I tried to make difficult sentences. I wanted to sound smart. I thought this was the secret. But every time I spoke, I stopped after a few words. I made many mistakes. I felt nervous. I lost confidence. I started thinking that maybe English was too difficult for me. Many English learners feel the same way. They work hard, but they do not see good results. After some time, they become tired. They ask themselves many questions. Why am I not improving? Why do I forget simple words? Why can I understand a little but cannot speak? Why do other people learn faster than me? These questions slowly take away their confidence. They begin to believe they are not good enough. The real problem is not your memory. The real problem is not your grammar. The real problem is not your intelligence. The real problem is that you are trying to build the roof before building the walls. Speaking is the result of learning. It is not the first step. Think about a small child. A baby does not open a grammar book. A baby does not memorize vocabulary lists. A baby does not practice speaking on the first day. First, the baby listens. Day after day, the baby hears the same words from parents and family members. The baby listens while eating. The baby listens while playing. The baby listens before sleeping. The brain quietly collects sounds, words, and simple sentences. After many months, the first words come out naturally. Nobody forces the baby to speak. Speaking happens because listening came first. English works in the same way. Your brain needs time to collect English. Every sentence you hear becomes a small lesson. Every conversation teaches your brain something new. Slowly, your brain starts recognizing common words. Then it begins to understand simple sentences. After that, speaking becomes easier. This process is natural. You do not have to fight with your brain. You only have to help it learn in the right way. Many learners skip this important step. They spend 1 hour speaking and only a few minutes listening. Then they wonder why speaking feels so difficult. It is like trying to fill a glass without pouring any water into it. If nothing goes in, nothing can come out. Your brain needs English before your mouth can use English. There is another mistake that many learners make. They think listening is too easy. They believe it is a waste of time because they are not speaking. This idea stops them from improving. Listening is not a break from learning. Listening is learning. Every minute you spend listening is helping your future speaking. Even when you do not notice it, your brain is working. It is learning new sounds. It is learning sentence patterns. It is learning how English really works. You do not need to become perfect today. You do not need to know every word. You only need one good habit. Listen to easy English every day. Keep doing it with patience. Small steps bring big results. One day, you will notice something surprising. Words will come into your mind more quickly. Sentences will feel more natural. Speaking will become less stressful. This was the biggest mistake I made when learning English. I focused too much on speaking and not enough on listening. When I changed this one habit, everything started changing. My confidence became stronger. Understanding became easier. Speaking slowly became more natural. Now there is one simple question. Why does listening help speaking so much? The answer is easier than you think. It all starts with the natural way every human learns a language. Lesson 2. Why listening comes before speaking. Every language has a natural order. First you listen, then you understand. After that, you begin to speak. This is how people learn their first language. English is not different. Your brain follows the same path. When you try to change this order, learning becomes harder. Think about your own life. Before you learned to speak your first language, you listened for a long time. Every day you heard people talking around you. You listened while eating. You listened while playing. You listened at home. You listened outside. You did not understand every word in the beginning. Still, your brain kept learning. Little by little, the sounds became familiar. The words started making sense. One day, you spoke your first word. Nobody gave you a grammar book. Nobody asked you to memorize hundreds of words. Listening came first. Many English learners forget this simple truth. They believe they must speak from the first day. They push themselves to make long sentences. They worry about every mistake. They stop speaking after one wrong word. Then they feel disappointed. They think they are failing. The problem is not speaking. The problem is trying to speak before giving the brain enough English. Your brain is like a small library. Every time you listen, a new book goes inside. Every sentence becomes new knowledge. Every word finds its place. The more you listen, the bigger your library becomes. When you start speaking, your brain already has something to use. If the library is empty, speaking becomes difficult because there is nothing to choose from. This is why listening is so powerful. It fills your mind with real English. You hear how people ask questions. You hear how they answer. You notice which words are used together. You begin to understand common expressions without trying too hard. Slowly, these expressions become part of your memory. There is another important thing. Listening teaches you English the way it is really spoken. Books are helpful, but real English sounds different. People connect words. They speak with rhythm. Some words become shorter. Some sounds change. You cannot learn these things by reading alone. Your ears must hear them many times. Then your brain accepts them as natural. Do not worry if you do not understand everything. Many beginners think they must understand every single word. This is not true. Even if you understand only part of the lesson, your brain is still learning. Every day you will understand a little more. Small progress is still progress. Patience is very important. Many people listen for 2 or 3 days and expect a big change. When nothing happens, they stop. Learning a language does not work like that. Your brain needs time. It learns quietly. Sometimes you feel nothing is changing. Then one day you suddenly understand a sentence that was difficult before. This is a sign that your brain has been learning all along. Choose easy English. Listen to short stories. Listen to simple conversations. Listen again and again. Repeating the same lesson is not boring. It is one of the best ways to improve. The first time, you hear the sounds. The second time, you notice more words. The third time, you understand the meaning better. Every time you listen, your confidence grows. Do not compare yourself with other learners. Everyone has a different journey. Some people learn quickly. Some people need more time. That is normal. The only person you should compare yourself with is the person you were yesterday. If you understand one more sentence today, you are moving forward. Keep listening every day, even if you have only 10 or 15 minutes. Those small minutes are building a strong foundation. One day you will open your mouth and speak more easily than before. You may even surprise yourself. Listening is not the end of learning. It is the beginning. Something amazing starts happening inside your brain while you listen. You cannot see it with your eyes, but it is working every single day. That is what we will understand next. Lesson 3. What happens inside your brain when you listen? Your brain is always learning. Even when you are quiet, it is working. Every time you listen to English, your brain pays attention to the sounds. It listens to words. It notices how sentences are made. You may not feel anything at first, but something important is happening inside your mind. Many learners think learning only happens when they are speaking or writing. That is not true. Listening is also learning. In fact, listening is one of the strongest ways to train your brain. Every sentence you hear gives your brain new information. It slowly collects words, expressions, and sentence patterns. After some time, these things become familiar. Think about hearing a new English word for the first time. It sounds strange. You may even forget it after a few minutes. Then you hear the same word again the next day. After that, you hear it in another video. Then you hear it in a short story. Slowly, your brain starts remembering it. One day, you hear the word and understand it immediately. You did not force yourself to memorize it. Your brain learned it through listening. The same thing happens with sentences. At first, a sentence may sound too fast. You understand only 1 or 2 words. Do not stop listening. Keep going. Listen to the same lesson again another day. This time you will understand a little more. Listen again and another part becomes clear. Every time you repeat the lesson, your brain becomes stronger. This is why repetition is so important. Your brain also learns the rhythm of English. Every language has its own rhythm. English is not spoken one word at a time. Words flow together. Some words become shorter, some sounds join together. At first, this may sound confusing. After enough listening, your ears begin to recognize these patterns. Then your brain understands them without much effort. There is another amazing change. Your brain starts guessing what comes next. If you hear a sentence many times, your mind begins to expect the next word before the speaker says it. This is a good sign. It means your brain is becoming familiar with English. This skill also helps you understand faster in real conversations. Many learners become worried because they forget words. This happens to everyone. Forgetting is a normal part of learning. Your brain needs time and repetition. Every time you hear a word again, it becomes stronger in your memory. Little by little, it stays with you for a longer time. So do not feel sad when you forget something. Just keep listening. You also do not need to translate every sentence into your own language. Many beginners do this. They hear one English sentence and quickly think about it in their first language. This takes time. It also makes speaking slower. When you listen every day, your brain slowly connects English words directly with their meaning. You understand without translating. This is a big step toward speaking naturally. Some days you may feel that nothing is changing. You listen every day, but you still think your English is the same. Do not lose hope. Learning is often quiet. Your brain is building strong connections little by little. You cannot see them, but they are growing. Then one day you understand a sentence that was difficult before. You recognize a word without thinking. You answer a simple question more quickly. These small moments show that your brain has been learning all this time. Trust the process. Give your brain the English it needs every day. Do not rush. Do not expect perfect results in 1 week. Strong learning takes time. Every lesson you hear is making your English stronger, even if you do not notice it today. Your brain is now becoming familiar with English sounds and sentence patterns. This brings another wonderful change. The words you hear every day also help your mouth say them more clearly. That is how listening begins to improve your pronunciation. Lesson 4: How listening improves pronunciation. Good pronunciation does not come from reading a book. It grows when your ears hear English again and again. Before your mouth can say a word correctly, your ears must know how that word really sounds. This is why listening is so important. It teaches you the real sound of English. A lot of people read new words but never hear them. They look at the spelling and guess the pronunciation. Sometimes they are right, but many times they are not. English is different from many other languages. A word may look easy, but it can sound completely different. If you only read it, you may learn the wrong pronunciation. If you hear it many times, your brain remembers the correct sound. Think about the word comfortable. Many beginners read every letter. They say it very slowly, but when native speakers talk, it sounds much shorter. The same thing happens with many English words. You can only notice these changes by listening carefully. Your ears and your mouth work together. First, your ears collect the sound. Then your brain remembers it. After that, your mouth slowly learns to copy it. This does not happen in one day. It takes time. Every time you listen, your pronunciation becomes a little better. Small changes every day become big changes after a few months. Do not worry if your pronunciation is not perfect today. Nobody speaks perfect English in the beginning. Even children need years to speak clearly. Give yourself time. Enjoy the learning process. Every mistake is helping you improve. There is one simple habit that can make a big difference. Listen to one short sentence. Pause the video. Repeat the same sentence. Try to copy the speaker as closely as you can. Listen again if needed. Do not speak too fast. Focus on the sound, not only on the words. This small exercise trains both your ears and your mouth at the same time. You may feel strange when you copy someone else's pronunciation. That feeling is normal. Keep practicing. After some time, speaking this way will feel natural. Your confidence will also grow because the words will sound clearer. Another important thing is stress. In English, some words are spoken louder than others. Some parts of a word are stronger. If you place the stress in the wrong place, people may not understand you easily. Listening helps you notice these patterns without studying difficult rules. Your ears learn them naturally. Rhythm is also important. English has a flow. Words connect with each other. Native speakers do not stop after every single word. They speak smoothly. When you listen every day, you begin to hear this rhythm. Later, your own speaking becomes smoother too. Do not compare your pronunciation with native speakers. That should not be your goal. Your goal is to speak clearly so people can understand you. A clear voice is more important than having a perfect accent. People from many countries speak English with different accents. They communicate successfully because their pronunciation is clear. Choose easy English that matches your level. If the audio is too fast, slow it down if possible. Listen to the same lesson several times. Repeating one easy lesson is much better than listening to many. Difficult ones only once. Your ears need time to become familiar with English sounds. Keep listening every day, even for a few minutes. Those few minutes are changing the way you hear English. Slowly, they are also changing the way you speak it. One day you will notice that some words come out naturally without thinking too much. That is a wonderful feeling. Pronunciation is only one part of the journey. There is another simple habit that can help you improve even faster. The kind of English you listen to every day also makes a huge difference. Lesson 5. The power of listening to easy English. Easy English may look too simple. You may even think it cannot help you improve. That is one of the biggest misunderstandings. Simple English is one of the best teachers for beginners. It helps you learn without stress. It gives your brain the time it needs to understand and remember. Some people believe they should listen to fast movies, difficult podcasts, or long interviews from the very beginning. They think hard English will make them learn faster. After a few minutes, they understand almost nothing. They feel confused. They stop the video. Then they think their English is too weak. Slowly, they lose confidence. Learning becomes easier when you understand most of what you hear. If you know many of the words, your brain can focus on learning the new ones. You feel happy because you understand the story. You enjoy the lesson. When learning feels enjoyable, you want to come back the next day. This is how real progress begins. Think about climbing a staircase. You do not jump to the top in one step. You climb one step at a time. English works the same way. Start with easy lessons. When they become comfortable, move to the next level. Little by little, your English becomes stronger. Some learners feel shy when they listen to children's stories or beginner lessons. They think those lessons are only for kids. That is not true. Those lessons are made to teach simple English. They are perfect for anyone who is starting. There is nothing to feel embarrassed about. Every fluent speaker once started with simple words and easy sentences. Do not try to understand every single word. This habit makes learning difficult. Sometimes one unknown word is not important. Keep listening and focus on the main idea. Your brain is smart. It often understands the meaning from the rest of the sentence. Later, when you hear that new word again, it becomes easier to understand. Listening to the same lesson many times is also very powerful. The first time, you may only understand the topic. The second time, you notice more words. The third time, you understand the sentences more clearly. After a few days, you may even remember some expressions without trying. This is how listening builds your English naturally. Choose lessons that match your level. Short stories are a great choice. Simple conversations are also helpful. Beginner podcasts, graded readers, and slow English videos can make a big difference. You do not need expensive courses. You only need the right material and the habit of listening every day. Try to enjoy the lesson instead of treating it like a difficult test. Relax your mind. Listen with interest. Smile when you understand a new sentence. Celebrate small improvements. Every small success gives you more confidence to continue. Do not think that longer study hours always give better results. 20 minutes of easy English with full attention is much more useful than 1 hour of difficult English that leaves you confused. Quality is more important than quantity. Stay patient with yourself. Some days will feel easy, some days will feel slow. That is completely normal. Keep going. Every lesson is adding something new to your brain. Even if you cannot see the change today, it is happening. Easy English is not keeping you behind. It is helping you move forward with confidence. It builds a strong foundation. When your foundation becomes strong, harder English will no longer feel impossible. Now you know what kind of English is best for you. The next step is even more important. A simple daily routine can turn listening into a habit and help your speaking improve little by little every single day. Lesson 6. My daily listening routine. A good routine can change everything. You do not need to study for many hours every day. You do not need to fill your table with books. You only need a simple plan that you can follow without feeling tired. A small habit every day is much better than a long study session once a week. Start your day with easy English. Even 10 or 15 minutes is enough. Choose a short story or a simple conversation. Sit in a quiet place if you can. Listen carefully. Do not worry if you miss a few words. Just keep listening until the end. Your goal is not to understand every word. Your goal is to become familiar with English. After you finish, play the same lesson again. This time, pay more attention to the words you already know. You will notice something interesting. Some sentences will sound clearer than before. Some words that you missed the first time will suddenly become easy to understand. This happens because your brain already knows what to expect. Now listen one more time. If the lesson has subtitles in English, read them while you listen. This helps your eyes and your ears learn together. You begin to connect the spelling with the sound. After a few days, many common words become easier to recognize. When the lesson ends, choose 2 or 3 useful sentences. Say them aloud. Try to copy the speaker's pronunciation and rhythm. Do not speak too fast. Speak clearly. Repeat the same sentence 2 or 3 times. This short practice helps your mouth become more comfortable with English. Keep a small notebook with you. Write only the most useful words and expressions. Do not fill the notebook with hundreds of difficult words. A few useful expressions are enough. Try to use them during the day. The more you use them, the easier they become to remember. You can also listen while doing simple daily activities. Listen while walking, listen while traveling, listen while making tea or cleaning your room. These small moments are valuable. They give your brain more time with English without changing your daily schedule. Some days you may feel busy, some days you may feel tired. That is normal. On those days, do not stop completely. Even 5 minutes of listening is better than doing nothing. Keeping the habit alive is more important than studying for a long time. Do not worry if your progress feels slow. Real improvement is often quiet. One day you will understand a sentence without thinking. Another day you will remember a new word easily. Then you will answer a simple question with more confidence. These small victories show that your daily routine is working. Stay away from the habit of changing lessons every few minutes. Finish one lesson. Listen to it again tomorrow if needed. Repetition is not boring. Repetition is one of the best teachers. Every time you hear the same lesson, your understanding becomes deeper. Be proud of yourself for showing up every day. You do not have to be perfect. You only have to be consistent. Every listening session is a small investment in your future. Week after week, your confidence grows. Month after month, your English becomes stronger. This routine is simple, but it is powerful. It trains your ears, your brain, and your mouth at the same time. You will start noticing that speaking feels easier because your mind already knows many English sentences. There is one more habit that can make an even bigger difference. It is not about learning more words. It is about changing the way you think before you speak. That small change can make your English sound more natural and more confident. Lesson 7. Listen first, think less, speak more. My speaking changed the day I stopped trying to build every sentence in my mind. Before that, I always translated from my own language into English. It took too much time. I searched for every word. I worried about grammar. I was afraid of making mistakes. By the time I was ready to speak, the conversation had already moved on. I felt disappointed again and again. Maybe this also happens to you. Someone asks you a simple question. You know the answer, but your mind becomes busy. First, you think in your own language, then you try to change it into English. After that, you check the grammar, you look for better words. You become confused. In the end, you say very little or you say nothing at all. I slowly learned that speaking is not only about knowing words, it is about training your brain to think in English. That training starts with listening. Every time you hear a simple sentence, your brain remembers it. After hearing the same sentence many times, you do not need to build it again. It is already there. You simply use it. Think about the sentence, "How are you today?" You do not stop and think about every single word. You hear it many times. Your brain remembers it as one complete sentence. The same thing happens with hundreds of other simple expressions. Listening helps your brain store them together. Later, they come out naturally while speaking. This is why listening every day is so powerful. Your brain starts collecting useful sentences instead of only single words. When you remember complete sentences, speaking becomes much easier. You spend less time thinking. You spend more time communicating. Do not try to learn 50 new words in one day. Learn a few useful sentences instead. Listen to them many times. Repeat them aloud. Use them whenever you can. After some time, they become a natural part of your English. This method is simple, but it works. There is no need to speak very fast. Many people believe fast speaking means fluent speaking. That is not true. Clear speaking is much more important. Speak slowly. Take your time. A slow and clear sentence is better than a fast sentence full of mistakes. Do not be afraid of short answers. If someone asks you a question, answer with simple English. One correct sentence is enough. Tomorrow you can say 2 sentences. After some time, you will say 3 or 4 without feeling afraid. Confidence grows one step at a time. Keep listening to the same kind of English every day. Your ears will become stronger. Your brain will become faster. Your mouth will become more comfortable. One day, you will answer a question before you even realize it. That is because your brain has already heard the pattern many times. Trust yourself. You already know more English than you think. Sometimes your fear is louder than your knowledge. Do not let fear stop you. Every small conversation is a chance to improve. Every mistake teaches you something new. Every day you listen, you become one step closer to speaking with confidence. I stopped worrying about perfect English. I started focusing on simple English. That small change made a big difference. My speaking became smoother. My confidence became stronger. I enjoyed learning much more than before. One last thing can still slow your progress. They are small mistakes that many people make without noticing them. When you fix those mistakes, your listening and speaking improve even faster. Lesson 8. Common listening mistakes you should avoid. My English started improving much faster when I stopped making a few simple mistakes. They looked very small, but they slowed down my progress every day. Once I fixed them, learning became easier. My confidence grew. Speaking also became more natural. The first mistake was choosing lessons that were too difficult. I believed difficult English would help me improve faster. It did not. I understood very little. I became confused. After a few minutes, I lost interest. I finished the lesson without learning much. Then I changed to another difficult video. The same thing happened again. I was busy, but I was not improving. Everything changed when I started listening to easy English. I understood more. I enjoyed the lesson. I stayed focused until the end. Every day, I learned something useful. Small improvements became part of my daily life. The second mistake was trying to understand every single word. Whenever I heard one new word, I stopped listening. I started thinking about its meaning. While I was thinking, the speaker continued talking. I missed the next sentence. Then I became more confused. Later, I realized I did not need every word. I only needed the main idea. The meaning became clearer as I listened more. Another mistake was listening only one time. I always wanted something new. I finished one lesson and never came back to it. That was not helping me. The second time I listened, I understood much more. The third time, I noticed words and sentences that I had missed before. Repeating a lesson is not boring. It is one of the best ways to learn. I also depended too much on subtitles in my own language. My eyes were reading, but my ears were not learning. When I changed to English subtitles, everything became better. I started connecting the sound with the written word. After some time, I did not need subtitles all the time. There were days when I skipped listening because I was busy. One missed day became 2. 2 days became a week. Then it became difficult to start again. I learned an important lesson. Even 5 or 10 minutes of listening is enough to keep the habit alive. A small step every day is always better than doing nothing. Comparing myself with others was another mistake. I watched people speaking fluent English. I felt left behind. I forgot that everyone has a different journey. Some people started years before me. Some had more practice. I stopped comparing myself. I started looking at my own progress. That simple change gave me peace and motivation. Another mistake was expecting fast results. I wanted to speak fluently after only a few weeks. When that did not happen, I felt disappointed. Then I understood something very important. Learning a language is like growing a tree. You water it every day. You take care of it. You do not see big changes overnight. But one day, you look back and realize how much it has grown. Today, I enjoy learning English much more than before. I do not chase perfection. I chase progress. Every lesson teaches me something new. Every listening session makes my brain stronger. Every small improvement gives me more confidence to keep going. Always remember one simple truth. Listening is not a waste of time. Listening is preparing you to speak. The more good English your ears hear, the more natural your speaking becomes. Trust the process. Stay patient. Keep listening every day. One day you will surprise yourself. You will speak with more confidence. You will understand more. You will realize that your biggest strength was never speaking first. Your biggest strength was learning to listen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope today's lesson helped you understand why listening is the first step to speaking better English. Start with just a few minutes of listening every day. Stay patient, stay consistent. Your English will improve little by little. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me create more free English lessons for you. Now I have a question for you. How many minutes do you listen to English every day? Tell me in the comments. I read every comment, and I would love to hear about your English learning journey. See you in the next video. Keep listening, keep learning, keep smiling. Goodbye.